Welcome to TMZ Live. A couple of institutions in American sports and American culture will be coming together in Atlanta, and it is causing a huge controversy between the NBA and NBA players. So what we're talking about is a planned night for the Atlanta Hawks on March 16th. They are planning to have a big celebration during the game that night. And the celebration is called Magic City Monday. They're going to be celebrating a club in Atlanta, a very famous club. In fact, it's a landmark club in Atlanta called Magic City, and it is a strip club. Now, this has incensed some players, some NBA players, and let's be honest, a lot of NBA players frequent Magic City and have over the years. But there are some players who feel like this is going a step too far when you're at a game to have a celebration where there are families, to have a celebration of a place like Magic City. The player who's led the charge here doesn't play for the Hawks. He plays for the San Antonio Spurs, Luke Cornett. And he said this: "I would like to respectfully ask that the Atlanta Hawks cancel this promotional night with Magic City. The NBA should desire to protect and esteem women, many of whom work diligently every day to make this the best basketball league in the world. We should promote an atmosphere that is protective and respectful of the daughters, wives, sisters, mothers, and partners that we know and love." Now, there are some other players, some of them former Atlanta Hawks, who have spoken about this. Al Horford and also Richard Jefferson have said that they agree with Luke that this is not appropriate at a game where you have family members. So what we didn't know is, what is the celebration actually going to look like? We couldn't figure out. There were no details in the release from the Atlanta Hawks, but we're going to find out right now because we're being joined by two people who are very closely tied to Magic City. Yaya, who is one of the dancers there, and Juju Barney, whose father founded Magic City, and he is now running Magic City. Juju and Yaya, welcome to TMZ Live.
Thanks for having us. Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
So you guys have been, even more so than normal, the talk of the town in Atlanta because aside from the players that we just mentioned, there are some people who feel that this celebration isn't appropriate. Is there anything you can say that would address that and assuage some of their fears about what this celebration is going to look like?
Yeah, so first off, Magic City's been a staple in Atlanta for 40 years now. It's bigger than Strip. It's more of a iconic place where anybody who's a CEO, an NBA player, a politician, actresses, actors, they all come and they're all normal when they come here. You know, it makes everybody's ego, everybody's the same when they come to Magic City. And it's more than Strip. It's more about the culture, the hip hop, the music, the food, the fun vibes. If I could describe it, I would call it like an adult version of Cirque du Soleil.
I would say that's accurate, Juju.
Yeah. And as far as for the game, it's more of just a fun night where we celebrate good music, the Wings, and sell our merch, and T.I. performs. We're not like bringing entertainers to the game. We're not having rest out or.
There's not going to be any nudity. There's not going to be.
There will be no nudity whatsoever at all. There will be no signs of nudity. There would be no nudity at all. It's strictly just Wings and music and people having a good time.
T.I. performing, as you said. T.I. is a longtime patron at Magic City, so he's going to be performing. I know your DJ is going to be DJing at the game as well, and the Hawks
will be there.
And the Hawks have specialized Magic City merch that they're going to be selling. So
absolutely.
I know you said there's not going to be any nudity. Obviously, I would hope that most people thought that. But
it's sad, but no. At this event, there would be no nudity.
Right.
I promise.
But I would, to what Luke is saying, Yaya, I'm wondering what your reaction is to what Luke was saying, because what he's essentially saying is, yes, he disagrees with this celebration at the game, but it also sounds like he's saying that strip clubs in general don't celebrate women, at least not in the way he would like to. And your response to that is it is certainly a familiar criticism of strip clubs.
I honestly feel like where he's coming from is a good space and he's coming from his heart and he feels like he's doing what's right. But as a woman that has worked for Magic City for years, they've taken me across the globe. They've helped support me throughout my entire mid-20s so far. And one thing that I have to say is I don't feel used. I don't feel degraded. And I feel like this collaboration honestly is more a celebratory energy than anything that he's trying to make it seem like it's.
Yeah, I mean, that's certainly, and it's nice to hear you say that. Do you know, but you know what he's saying though, like, and I'm not saying this about Magic City, but to Luke's, in his defense, that is certainly something we've heard in general about strip clubs, that there are women who are working there who are sometimes exploited. And I think that's his concern, that that's what's being celebrated on March 16th at the Hawks game.
Through this collaboration, I see more revenue, I see less exploitation, and I see more views coming from the collaboration in general. So I honestly don't see how this could be a bad thing for the women. And I think that this type of advertisement is what's going to even help them get out of the club. But I feel like the only way for us to move on and to move in a different direction other than dancing is through feeling financially strong enough to leave. And I think that through collaborations like collaborations with the NBA are perfect for that strategy.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, and certainly this will be good for business. Juju, I just want you to make it clear to the people outside of Atlanta to understand, and I said at the top here that it is a landmark in Atlanta. It is part of the culture, and that's why it made sense to me when I saw that the Hawks were going to do this collaboration. It is literally part, if you go to Atlanta for any event, so like, you know, you go for the Super Bowl, you go for the Peach Bowl, you go for...
The World Cup's coming up.
The World Cup is going to be going on there. It is, you hear people talking about Magic City and not talking about it necessarily even as a strip club. I've overheard conversations in Atlanta where people are talking about it, and you might think that it's just a restaurant or something, because people talk about your food a lot also. They talk about the wings a lot. And that's going to be part of the celebration at the game as well, right?
Yeah, so the wings are 50% of why people come to Magic City, just to eat the wings. And well, all the food here is amazing, but the wings are knock out the park. And it's just really a good time for everybody to celebrate the what we've done over the years with Magic City as far as having success in the culture and in hip hop and in the food industry now. And it just really, we want to show that we're here to support women, empower them to go to school, to do more, and, you know, to live life too and have fun, but also, you know, just try to do better.
Yeah, listen, I would say this to people who are being critical. I get where the criticism is coming from, but do a little research. By the way, there is I saw the documentary on Stars about a great documentary that really goes into why this club has become part of Atlanta's culture and has been celebrated by huge names in the NBA and other organizations who have a lot of customers who come in there. So thank you both for being with us.
Thank you for having us.
Despite the controversy, I've been told, in fact, TMZ Sports put up a story this morning that this is going to happen despite all the backlash, that the Hawks are committed to this, and Magic City is obviously committed, so we appreciate you both joining us to talk about it.
It's an honor to be here.
All right.
Thank you.
Coming up.
Well, it is a happy birthday, or is it, for Brooklyn Beckham. Turned 27 today, and of course, everyone has been talking about this huge feud that he is in with his parents. But if you went on their social media, there would be no sign of the feud. In fact, you'd think, oh, look, everything's fine now.
Be right back.
Well, it is a happy birthday, or is it, for Brooklyn Beckham. Turned 27 today. And, of course, everyone has been, for months now, talking about this huge feud that he is in with his parents, David and Victoria Beckham. But if you went on their social media, David and Victoria's today, there would be no sign of the feud. In fact, you'd think, oh, look, everything's fine now. Because they posted happy birthday wishes to Brooklyn, not only saying happy birthday, but using his nickname, which I didn't know that his nickname was Bust. I guess in the family, they call him Bust. And posting a baby photo of him. It seems like everything's fine, but it's not. They are still in a feud. He is not, as far as we know, not talking to his parents. And in fact, it seemed like they were both going to stop posting things on social media until this all died down, or if it ever dies down. But the birthday wish, I guess you could say, seems like an olive branch. The question is whether or not Brooklyn will receive it as an olive branch, or is it too aggressive? Will he receive it as, just leave me alone?
Right. You can look at this birthday post one of two ways. One, you could think, wow, this is Victoria and David really trying to get back their son and mend this longtime feud. Or you can look at it from Brooklyn's perspective. Remember, he did that lengthy post in January where he torched his family, saying that they did everything they did was performative. And you could easily look at this birthday post and think this is performative because he blocked them earlier this year, so he can't even technically see this post. So this is for the people to see.
Exactly, and if they know that he has them blocked, well, still, you could still do it from their perspective. Even if he doesn't see it, they know that he will hear about it, other people will tell him, so it could still be an olive branch. But the fact that he has them blocked, then you could look at it and say, they don't really care whether he sees it.
Yeah,
I mean, again, the bigger thing than a social media post, and I say this doesn't just apply to the Beckhams. Why are you posting it? So just call the person and wish them happy birthday.
I mean,
it used to be you'd send them a
they're
card,
blocked
but
as well.
text them.
Or maybe send them an email.
I'm pretty sure they could find a way to get through to Brooklyn if they wanted to wish him a happy birthday. Or to say anything, just to say, let's squash this. That hasn't happened to this point, but maybe this is the start of that.
And I mean, all of this kind of is stemming from this wedding, right? This wedding from hell that he had, that Brooklyn had with Nicola Peltz, that really went south.
Wouldn't want to call it a wedding from hell.
Well,
but
she was crying. Mark Anthony made some alleged inappropriate comments saying that the most beautiful woman there was Victoria rather than the bride. And there was this like weird, awkward dance where Victoria was nuzzling to Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, this wedding was in 2022.
Right.
So it has been years of just hatred in this family, and you just want to see them mend this thing once and for all.
It would be nice if this was the start. I would not hold my breath, though.
Hi, this is Jazz from Florida. My only comments on this is I think that Victoria and David are trying to, mend this relationship. But the real question is, what happened at this wedding? Like, how inappropriate was this dance? Was there grinding? Was there, like, some sort of grabbing? Like, what happened? Like, I mean, prayers to the family involved, but, what's going on? It's giving Real Housewives of Salt Lake City airplane scene.
I don't know how bad the dance was, and I don't know if I think what was really bad is that his bride ran out of the room crying, and then his mom is dancing that way with him, and I think it was the combination of those two things. Either way, it's going to take much more than just a, Instagram post to solve this, but maybe it's a start. So Harry Jowsey from Too Hot to Handle and other reality shows now has a podcast. And during a conversation he just had with Lisa Vanderpump, he confessed something. I mean, he sits down with Lisa Vanderpump. You'd expect her to be the one that's going to be revealing something. Instead, Harry revealed something about himself and Botox. Now, people in Hollywood getting Botox, that's not news. You wouldn't even talk about it. But where Harry gets Botox, this I have not heard of before. I'm not sure I wanted to, but here it is.
Should I start one?
I don't know.
No.
I think you have to be able to back it up.
Yeah, no.
I'm not sure.
I actually did get Botox in it.
Oh, Botox?
Yeah, you get it.
Why would you do that?
One of my friends did it. He got stem cells and Botox and calcium.
In the... Why would you have Botox?
They said it like relaxes the muscle. It's very smooth now, which is good.
You had Botox in it. You had Botox.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
In your, what's it?
Yeah.
They were dancing around it, so I just want to make sure everyone understands. He's talking about his penis, that he got Botox in his penis. I've never heard of this, and this feels like the most Hollywood thing ever, just to be like, oh yeah, we'll try some Botox down there.
What? Even more Hollywood is that they were talking about possibly making an Instagram for the Botox thing, peen, whatever we can say on here.
Well, you can't show that on
I don't know
Instagram,
how, maybe like an elephant sock or something. But this is, first and foremost, for him to even...
Is there an actual medical reason to do this? Like,
yeah, they say that medically it helps the blood flow of your,
So it's sort of an alternate ED treatment?
Exactly, erectile dysfunction.
Right.
It can possibly, I heard someone say it makes, the non-showers show a little bit more. Because it helps with the blood flow, which makes your...
Please tell us more. I don't want to interrupt. Please, go on.
Well, and it also smooths out the skin of the...
Well, that's ridiculous.
But my thing is he's 28 years old.
Too far, and now too far.
Oh,
See?
well, I didn't know. I don't know what we can say. I don't know what we can say.
I
But
should have interrupted
my
you.
thing is he's 28 years old. I don't understand why he would even need...
That's why it sounds like the most Hollywood thing ever. Why is a 28-year-old guy talking about Botox anywhere, especially there?
Can I chime in real quick?
Oh.
So we have an update actually from Harry Jowsey himself,
And?
posted on Instagram. He seems to be upset about the coverage of this story because he wants to make it clear it wasn't just Botox. It was also calcium, PRP, which I don't know what that is.
Still, why
And
do you
another
need calcium, PRP, and
So he
Botox
just wants to make it clear.
28 years old? And
He also
and
has
you're-
had it done twice now.
Oh, he's upset that we only...
Well,
he's
just
it once.
getting the facts clear, so I just wanted to add
that.
that.
So twice.
I just
All
need
right.
Harry to let me know why he's doing it at 28. I could see it if you're further down the line, but I don't think you're that shriveled up at 28 that you should be getting calcium and Botox injected. But he also pointed out that women can do it too. So women can get Botox in that area. I don't know if he knows any women. I don't know any women that have ever done that, but...
Okay, I'm glad we've gotten this all straightened out.
Okay.
Hi, Rashida Kaba from Washington, D.C. And here's the thing. I don't know if I'm more shocked about the procedure itself or if I'm shocked that he's telling people, but I think it's a part of a bigger shift. You think about Kanye West. I'm pretty sure it was on TMZ where he exposed that he was able to get liposuction. He felt the pressure from Hollywood. And then you got the era of BBL Drizzy. We still don't know if those accusations are true when it comes to Drake or not. But I think this is a part of that bigger shift. And honestly, it's about time that the men go underneath the knife because the women, for years, we've been talking about it. And I think more people need to be telling us what they're getting done so we don't have these false aspirations in our head.
You're right. That is the trend, to tell everybody what you're getting done. So in that light, I'd like to say that I obviously have not had anything done.
Coming up.
After 17 years, Jersey Shore is no more. On MTV, anyway. MTV has pulled the plug, but listen to the stars of Jersey Shore. They want to make it clear that they are not going anywhere.
Be right back.
TMZ's got every freaking thing. Big celebs, big stories, big events.
Phoebe Rexa was looking hot on vacation.
Look at the water, too. Did you just say look at the water?
I mean, I'll be honest, that is what I was looking at. After 17 years, Jersey Shore is no more. On MTV, anyway. MTV has pulled the plug on the show that's been running for nearly 20 years, which is amazing to think. But listen to the stars of Jersey Shore. They want to make it clear that they are not going anywhere. Yes, the show is leaving MTV, but they're not done.
Final? Who said anything about final? We're just getting started.
Don't worry, we got a lot more messiness for you.
Ending? We're just evolving.
MTV's changing, but we're not.
I promise you, the story will continue.
I can't wait for you guys to see what we have in store for you.
You know this is just intermission, right?
Look at what we're dealing with right now. I need another vacation.
The comeback is always greater than the setback.
Yeah, buddy.
They've all grown up. They've all grown up. But from what they're saying, the show is going to continue. Now, from what we've learned, they don't know where yet.
Yeah,
right?
so we haven't figured out where we do. I would imagine it would be a streaming service. So basically what happened here is obviously MTV got bought out by Paramount. So there's a bunch of...
Well, it's already been owned by Paramount, but Paramount has been making a lot of changes. And so there's a lot of restructuring going on at the company. So ultimately they decided not to renew Jersey Shore Family Vacation. So this big announcement today was that it was no longer on MTV. But here's the cast basically saying, obviously, they're still shooting this season. So they're in production. The production company is then going to shop it around, and they're clearly either they have a deal or they're clearly so confident. I was told they have a deal, but I wasn't told we don't know where.
I would imagine it's going to be on one of these big streaming services, just because Jersey Shore, the franchise, is so popular that I would be shocked if someone didn't pick it up.
There's no way that it's not going to be picked up. It has to be picked up because it has become like a modern day soap opera. Just as far as a reality show goes, that people want to continue to watch it. And they started 2009, and in fact, there were, I think, just 2 episodes that had aired when they came into, not this office, we were in a different office, but this was a very early version of TMZ Live, and they sat down with, who's that guy?
What?
Who's the guy who hosts the show? Harvey? I can't remember his name, but watch this.
Oh, God.
You forgot there were cameras there and you've never been on TV in your life.
Yeah, I'm good like that, Harry.
Harvey.
That's the situation right there.
The situation's close enough. Harry, Harvey.
It's crazy that they've basically grown up, though. I mean, they all are like parents and, they've been to jail and...
You almost wouldn't recognize Snooki.
Yeah, I know. That is crazy.
But yeah, that they're still doing it, and they got a legion of fans who will follow them wherever they end up.
Hi, I'm Alara from Oklahoma. It makes so much sense that the Jersey Shore would not want to leave. The Jersey Shore cast would not want to leave quietly. We've seen them grow up. I've watched them since I was in middle school. And with the big audiences they have, even if they don't end up on another network, they're going to find a way to stay relevant. And with Paramount taking over the media at this point, this probably won't be our last favorite show to kick the boot. So we got to be ready for a lot of changes.
So would you follow them? Let's say they go to a streaming service that you don't already have. Would you actually sign up for that service just because Jersey Shore is there?
Personally, I wouldn't, but I would follow them on TikTok. I would follow them on Instagram,
See, that's what everybody does now. Nobody wants to watch a show. They just want to get the clips of the show off of social media. But they will be somewhere, and I'm pretty sure most of their fans will follow. Well, Gayle King is victorious. And just a couple of months ago, it seemed like Gayle King was on her way out at CBS. Obviously, she has been at the helm of CBS Mornings for a long time, but for some reason, as CBS was going through a lot of upheaval, it sounded like she was going to be on the way out. Well, this morning, it has been reported that Gayle has a new deal. She will remain at CBS. I believe the way I read it described is for the foreseeable future. So it's a very long contract is what they're trying to say that Gayle has, and it makes sense to keep her. It never made sense to me that they were even talking about her leaving, but this is what Gayle had to say after the deal was announced. She said, "Rumors of my demise were inaccurate and greatly exaggerated." And I think that is exactly what happened. It almost sounds like she's saying, and we're gonna play this video because we got her, I believe this was in October, when all these rumors were going on, and she said she didn't know where this is coming from. Listen to what she told us that morning, and I think we now know what this was really all about back in October.
All I've been told by everybody in this building is that they want me here, they like the job I'm doing, I like the job I'm doing. I'll say this, I like the job and the people that I work with, so I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you about it, but what I'm hearing in the building is not what I'm reading in the press. And what I'm not going to do is negotiate in the media. Not doing that.
All right. Do you have an idea like what things might look like in May if the show's going in another direction?
I have no idea. I have no idea. All I know is I am here. I am here and glad to be here. So Harvey and Charles going to continue to do my job.
Thanks, Gail. Yeah, she hit it right on head. She knew Gail's been in this business for a long time. This was most likely a rumor floated by someone trying to impact the negotiations.
Right. So I thought her statement was interesting. It said the rumors are inaccurate and greatly exaggerated. If they're exaggerated, that means there was something to it. They just blew them out of proportions. I mean, she was doing contract negotiations.
She was in the middle of negotiations.
You also have this overlay of talk shows being influenced by the executive, by Donald Trump, right? He's come down pretty hard on left-leaning talk show hosts, and CBS is not left-leaning.
CBS has been, in the middle of a lot of things with the president.
Exactly.
From 60 Minutes to late night also.
Right, exactly.
Colbert.
So I think there might have been some fear there in her camp that maybe this wasn't going to happen. That's what I take from
except that you saw her say, like, people in her office where she's working said they want her to be there.
Right.
I think she saw that this was rumors trying to affect the negotiation. The question is whether or not it did affect the negotiation. We don't know the terms of the deal.
I'm sure she did just fine. That's the one thing I'm certain of.
Yeah,
she does just fine.
I think she'll be able to put a meal on the table tonight.
So.
Coming up.
Demi Lovato is opening up about the pitfalls of being a child star in Hollywood. Demi went on Keke's podcast and started talking about her issues with addiction, but she also ended up talking about her relationship. This is an issue that still clearly Demi has very strong feelings about.
Be right back.
Welcome back to TMZ Live. Demi Lovato is opening up about the pitfalls of being a child star in Hollywood. And she's doing it with someone who also knows about those pitfalls. That would be Keke Palmer. So Demi went on Keke's podcast and started talking about her issues with addiction and how that all got started. But she also ended up talking about her relationships. We talk about it a lot on this show about older men and younger women, and in some cases, older women and younger men, but largely it's older men and younger women. This is an issue that still clearly Demi has very strong feelings about, and Keke Palmer, turns out, feels the same way.
You know, for me, I actually was like, I had this like mantra that was like, if you're gonna work me like an adult, I'm gonna party like an adult. Oh. And I got into some bad stuff at a young age, and that's when I started like self-medicating.
I feel like people don't understand like that's what we was dealing with.
Yeah.
You know, I found myself dating, I'm 15, why is my boyfriend 20?
Why was my boyfriend 30?
Girl!
You know what I'm saying?
Damn. Like, I'm not smiling at that, but that is real. We was trying to find outlets, though. I don't think, and also just a way to process this, and nobody our age,
could understand. Nobody our age could understand. But then you look back in hindsight, when I turned 30, I was like, that's not okay.
So the relationship that Demi is talking about is with Wilmer Valderrama from that 70s show. And she's saying she was 18 and he was 30 when they were dating.
Yeah, Charles, like when she said this, when I heard this interview, I'm trying to think back. I don't remember people making a big deal about this at the time.
I really don't either.
It's kind of, it kind of gives, I don't know. Kind of gives me like, yeah.
I mean, look, she was 18.
Right.
That's what she's saying here in the podcast. Yeah. She was 18 and so she's legal.
Right.
But I get that when she turned 30, she looks back and starts thinking, well, wait a second, what if I were going to be dating an 18-year-old at this point?
That would feel...
It felt weird to her.
Not that it doesn't happen in Hollywood.
Look, it sounds kind of pat to just say it was a different time.
Right.
Because it wasn't that long ago. So that doesn't even hold up here. And what's interesting is that in a song that she wrote, 29, in the song she claims that Wilmer was 29 and she was 17 when their relationship started. Now, that's what she's singing about. I think she could always say, that's just a song, it's art, and it's not specifically. It is interesting that on the podcast, she now says 18 and 30.
30, right. Makes a big difference.
I don't know which it is, but it certainly, obviously, makes a big difference.
Hello, Bella, Montreal. I think that a lot of the times when these like Hollywood age gap relationships, we forget that these people are not living normal teenager lives. And teenagers just want to be seen, and teenagers just want to feel understood, and their parents usually they feel like are forcing them to be kids. Now you have these people, these teenagers that have an adult life, and then they meet someone that they connect with that has similar professional struggles and understands them. It just validates the whole she's so mature for her age mentality, because you have this person that's living the same lifestyle as you. And this is why it's up to the adult in the situation to not indulge in this behavior, even if it's consensual, because there's clearly a disparity of power and experience that it's hard to ignore, even if these teenagers are in an adult environment. Yeah. And
I think what you said is right. It becomes more important for the adults around them. I mean, I don't mean adults that they may be dating, but the adults who are in charge of the productions and parents who are involved to stay involved and to keep an eye on, because you're right, for the actors and the actresses, they're kids, but they are living like they're adults. So you get why they would want to act like adults, but someone's got to be there to say, you're not an adult, so this isn't okay, this isn't okay, this is. Bethany Frankel is explaining why she is not part of the reboot, if you will, of Real Housewives of New York called The Golden Life. Not on Bravo, but does bring back together some of the OGs from Real Housewives of New York. But Bethany will not be on the show, is not on the show, and she says there's a very simple reason why. Has to do with money and jealousy, which seem like hallmarks of any reality show. But here is her explanation as to why she is not going to be part of The Golden Life.
It wouldn't be good for my business. It used to be good for business when I was promoting my own business, but now that I work with a lot of other brands and have different types of equity deals and different types of partners, they don't look highly upon that genre. The amount of money that it would take for me to come back, that E could presumably never pay, would make the other housewives resent me so much, which did happen before. It happened last time, and it just would create too much resentment within the universe, and I'm really happy for these women. Also, I like my life now. I like not having to do anything anyone else tells me to do or be anywhere anyone else tells me to be.
She's right. I mean, she's made herself her own brand, so she doesn't really need a reality show. And I get what she's saying about some of the brands, that they wouldn't want the messiness that comes with a reality series.
Yes.
So
Bethany also is responsible for the Bethany clause in Bravo contracts. She had season 1, she worked out a deal where they would not be allowed to take a percentage of her business dealings. And then after that, they included it where they have to take a percentage of any housewives dealing. She was the only one that got that. So yes, when she says they can't afford her, they really can't afford her.
They really can't?
Correct, yes.
So now that's, well, wait, is that only at Bravo, or is that for all?
Bravo,
really?
yes, yes.
Huh.
According to her, yes.
So this part, though, about they can't afford me, and I mean,
yes.
I don't know what the budget is over at Golden Life, but I would imagine they would love to have Bethany.
Oh, for sure, Bethany.
And they would find the money from somewhere, even if it was going to piss off some of the other cast members, because
I think she might be a little too expensive, to be honest. She definitely was the highest paid at the time. I think she's a big name. People would definitely tune in for her.
But you want that. One, people would tune in, so you pay the money to get her in. And if the others are jealous, well, let them be jealous.
So, yeah.
Because that's good for a reality show.
It would be great television if she came back, yes.
But obviously she's not going to, because she's got these brand deals. And also, she doesn't need this stuff anymore.
No, she
right?
doesn't need
Because
this.
she's made herself her own brand.
She has so many businesses and side projects. She doesn't need housewives to promote anything. She's fine.
Sorry.
No.
Coming up.
So this has been a big week for Billy Idol, who is on the list of nominees for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. What he told Bill Maher on Bill Maher's Club Random podcast is blowing my mind.
I started smoking crack to get off heroin.
Be right back.
So this has been a big week for Billy Idol, who is on the list of nominees potential nominees, or actually he's on the list of nominees for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. We'll find out later this year whether or not he actually gets in. But he is talking about a part of his history, not having to do with his music, but with his addiction. And what he told Bill Maher on his Bill Maher's Club Random podcast is blowing my mind about how he quit heroin by smoking crack. This cannot be advisable by any addiction specialist, I would imagine, but this is how Billy Idol explained his addiction battle.
Why, you had a brief cocaine period? Oh, yeah. Did you? Once you're trying to get off heroin, what do you go to? You go to something else. I started smoking crack to get off heroin, you know.
Did you really?
It worked. It worked.
There you have it, kids.
And I did.
Want to get off heroin?
It's probably the worst advert for...
Step up to crack. Don't do drugs, kids. If I've told you once, I've told you 1,000 times.
I'm glad it got away.
First of all,
insane. I mean, I'm glad it worked for him. I'm glad he's alive.
I didn't realize that Billy Idol had such an issue with heroin. Was that a known thing?
He did. In his there's a documentary out, and in his autobiography, he says, like, in 1984, at the height of his success, he was celebrating in London, and they were doing heroin, and all of his friends passed out, and he didn't and kept going, and they woke back up, and he was blue, and they put him in an ice bath and walked him around on the roof to get him back to life. Jeez. But what changed it for him was in 1990, he had a motorcycle accident, almost lost his leg, and said that near-death experience pushed him to stop doing drugs. But he used crack to get off heroin. I mean, I'm glad it worked for him, but I could not recommend that to anybody.
No, and what he didn't get into there is whether or not he became addicted to crack, which is very common.
But he says he's not an addict at all now, which is odd because even recovery places say you're an addict for life.
Right.
He's like, nope, I'm good, I'm over it now.
So
it worked for him, but that seems like a one-on-one.
By the way, I couldn't see in the shot there, was he drinking on the...
He says he's California sober, so he'll have a glass of wine every now and again.
California sober.
Yeah.
Well, and that's also controversial.
Yeah.
Hey guys, it's Matt from Ottawa in Ontario, Canada. And just want to say in regards to Billy Idol, obviously this guy's lived a wild rock star life. His documentary title says he probably should be dead. But the fact that he's saying that he started smoking crack to kick heroin is absolutely wild, mind-blowing stuff, even for him, a rock icon.
Yeah, again, I cannot stress this enough. No one watching this who is dealing with addiction should say, oh, that'll work for me, because I don't even understand if it did work for him, but this is what he's claiming.
Coming up.
Snowboarder Chloe Kim is celebrating her Olympic success, and she stopped in at the Kelly Clarkson show. Kelly Clarkson on vacay at the moment, and Pink was sitting in for her.
I loved listening to your music when I was sober. Like, what doesn't kill you makes you... Yeah.
That's Kelly Clarkson.
Be right back.
On the TMZ Celebrity Tour, we've seen huge stars like Kevin Hart, Ben Affleck, The Rock, and Jamie Foxx. So head to TMZTour.com and book your tickets for the TMZ Celebrity Tour.
Olympic snowboarder Chloe Kim is celebrating her Olympic success. Back doing interviews, doing the talk show circuit with her silver medal. And she stopped in at the Kelly Clarkson show. Kelly Clarkson on vacay at the moment, and Pink was sitting in for her. And she got a little confused about one particular song.
Can I make a confession?
Yeah.
Growing up, when I was like 12, 13, I loved listening to your music when I was sober. Like, what doesn't kill you makes you... Yeah.
That's Kelly Clarkson.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh my God.
But that's fine, because I'm Kelly Clarkson
No,
today.
yeah, you are Kelly Clarkson today. No, but, oh my gosh, no. Perfect. Wait, guys, I'm so embarrassed. I'm so sorry.
You're good. You're good.
I took a nap before I came on here today, and I literally woke up 5 minutes ago. But no, I love your music. I do.
I don't know if the nap part was necessary. I think she recovered just fine from that, and it's an understandable mistake. That song could have been a Pink song. It just wasn't.
Yeah, I'm Manny J, and I'm from Florida, and I just think Chloe Kim, she was in the right place, but the wrong artist. Like, I think she's just halfway wrong, right place, wrong artist, but she meant well. She definitely meant well.
She totally meant well. And look, she was on the Kelly Clarkson show, so it's fine that she had a Kelly Clarkson song in her head. What else do you guys want to talk about?
Hi, my name is Nicole, and I'm from Bismarck, North Dakota. And I think that Demi Lovato and Keke talking about this today, it really opened up, I resonated with it. And I was a child model at a very young age. And, in growing up in that environment around adults as a kid, it's hard to differentiate the difference between, what is inappropriate, what's appropriate at that time. And then you grow up and you're like, wow, this is a situation I really never should have been in as a child. And I think them talking about it normalizes this conversation for young performers. And it shows and it reminds the people around the young performers that this is something that we need to be careful with. Young performers need that extra care and protection.
Yeah, it is especially a warning or a reminder, as you said, for the adults around. I don't think the kids it's not going to be any different for kids. They're going to feel that way, and I understand that. It's got to be the adults around them. One more.
Hi, I'm Messy Becky from New York, and I'd like to talk about Harry Jowsey getting Botox in his penile region. And
not just the region, Messy Becky, but yes.
Yeah. First of all, you could not waterboard that information out of me, especially in front of Lisa Vanderpump.
Yeah, I know. It is kind of weird that he just decided to offer that up. And now, sorry, Harry, that is the thing that everyone is going to think about when they see you and that they're going to want to talk about.
Coming up.
There's a new video game that aims to destroy malls. That is the point of it. And the weapon to destroy the mall is a person, a character that we've all become familiar with, Karen.
Be right back.
All right, before we go, we've been hearing a lot about the death of malls, of shopping malls, for a long time, that they're going away, there's no more retail, and yet they're still around, and some of them are thriving. But there's a new video game that aims to destroy malls. That is the point of it, and the weapon to destroy the mall is a person, a character that we've all become familiar with in the last, 5 or 6 years, Karen. Yes, the Karen game lets you unleash your rage on a mall.
Sticks are extra. I'm sorry, ma'am. That's our policy.
Yeah. So the designers of the game call this a rage simulator, a physics-driven rage simulator. And you can see some of Karen's moves there. Pretty destructive. Also, kudos to them for nailing the Karen haircut. I mean, more than anything else, that's what they got perfect. I think a lot of people named Karen continue to be upset about people characterizing Karens this way, but it's a fun game. Come on, Karen, laugh a little. We'll see you tomorrow.